my name is Diane Crecelius, and I'm an owner of ABC Pediatric Therapy in Southwest Ohio. So we're in the Cincinnati and Dayton areas. We just opened our 10th location last Thursday. Yay, I'm very excited. So we have grown like cats and dogs. In the past 2 years, we doubled in size. It's been crazy, but it's been a fun journey. So let's talk about hiring people. So obviously, if you can hire like the perfect person, that's our goal. Don't always get it, but if you can hire the perfect person, it saves you from the whole conversation. I think was that last time that we had about how do you deal with a terrible teammate, right? So in order to not have a terrible teammate, you've got to hire correctly. So the first thing I'm going to say is you've got to have a volume of people coming in so they have choices. Because if you're desperate for a teammate, whether it's an admin person or a therapist, and you have one resume, you're going to be more inclined to say, well, we can train him up. It'll be different at our company than our last company. We can make her happy, because you need the human, right? And so you need volume coming in. Now, I do get it. It's easier said than done, right? I can sit here and say, hey, just choose from the 20 speech therapists that you have applying, or whatever the difficulty is for you. I know I can sit here and say that. But at least these tips that we're going to talk about is you've got to have a volume. So let's talk about how do we get volume. So it's easier to get volume with an admin. So when it comes to any kind of admin hiring, you absolutely can embrace having the volume, right? Now, when it comes to therapists, I think it's different for every region. For us, it's hard for speech. It's hard for us to find the volume of speech. It's easy for us to find PTs. But I know out in the Jersey area, they have trouble finding PTs, which always blows my mind. So it's different. Ignore if I say speech and for you it's PT, just substitute and whatever. But for admin, it should be easy. Now, let me tell you, let's start with admin. I like to start with the easy. The first thing and foremost, I'll say, you need to grow your Facebook pages, your Instagram pages. You need to grow your social media, not only with parents of children, but with therapists. So every time you have a student that's on an internship, have them join your Facebook page. It is part of our onboarding process. We have like a checklist they follow. They actually do a scavenger hunt. We make it really fun. And it's a scavenger hunt. And part of it is that they have to join our Facebook page and they have to join our Instagram page. Now we have multiple now, but they have to join it. And the reason why we do that is because through the years, every therapist connection you make, or even admin connection you make, they're usually not going to unfollow you once they leave your company. Now, they might, and if they do, you probably don't want them anyway. But that's what helps grow your Facebook pages. They're going to like, comment, and share, and you train up your current team, like, comment, and share with your friends. And that gets more people following, right? And if you can take pictures, obviously all the HIPAA signed, just that's always a given. If you can take pictures of the children that you see and share successes, those parents, tag the parents if you can, they're going to share it. And then their friends are going to see it and follow and that kind of thing. So the more children you can share with permissions, then that will increase your followers as well. So have somebody else other than you in charge. It is totally important on so many levels to grow your social media. So if you don't have social media, now's a great time to get started, set targets. Let's get to 25, let's get to 50, let's get to 100, set targets and go after them, but put somebody else instead of you in charge of that. But then you got to check in on it. So that's one way, is reach out on your social media, ask the people that are following you to have their friends and family email you directly, give them your email address, and tell them what you're looking for, be specific. I don't know if I'd share the pay. If they want more information, they can email you, but use social media for sure. Now, what I'm going to talk about here is a series of ways of output, because the more output you do, the more input you get, right? So you've got to have for yourself, I'm a big queen of checklists, if you know me, have a checklist for yourself of how to get output for a new teammate. And social media, always post on social media and keep posting. Oh, we're always growing. We're always growing. You don't have to say, well, we lost teammates. We're always growing. Network with the universities, okay? There's so many ways you can network with universities. Obviously, OT, PT, and speech programs that are near to you, the ones that you take students from, tit for tat, right? I'm taking your students. I need you to help me bring new staff here. So you want to take as many students as you can, and you want to hire your students. So try to take those third years or the ones in their last years, if you can, and you want to hire them, give them a fabulous experience and hire them. You don't have to really train them up. They're trained during their internship when most of them were unpaid. But definitely send flyers to your university. Make sure you have the contact names of everybody at all the universities. If you don't, put somebody else in charge of gaining that. What are all the universities that are near to you, and who's the contact person for each of those programs? Put together a nice colorful flyer with some fun staff pictures, send it off to the universities. You want to have a list of email addresses, so when you're ready to send that off, you're constantly making that easy. You send that off. And if you're finding that you're the one in charge of hiring, you're probably not putting enough output there, right? Because you just don't have time. So I would highly suggest, and I give you the solution for multiple things, block out some time in your week if you need staff, because you're losing money if you don't do this, right? So block out time in your week and either lock that office door or don't come into the office yet, and spend that time on recruiting, but block it. Because if you block it and you're in the office, say it's the middle of the day on a Tuesday, you're never gonna let yourself take that time. And then you're constantly saying, well, why can't I find the right staff? And if you go back and you look and you're like, oh, because I've done nothing, because I haven't spent enough time on it. So confront that for yourself and be the CEO and say, I have to give time to this. It's causing me stress. It's affecting our ability to grow and be profitable. And it's important. And it's important to you. So set that time aside.